but it's been a long time. And we've gone through that, and we want to thank you because of your continued encouragement, of your continued presence, of your continued giving. Your support and your encouragement are extremely important to us. Your giving, we wound up last year with all of this mess, we wound up at about 92% of the budget. Thank you so much for that continued giving. The 2021 budget, the deacons looked at that and they decided to leave it at the same thing as it was last year as far as the total is concerned. There's no change in that per week. 92, 94 per week is what the budget looks like. The details are available. We had to switch around a few things, a few lined items, and Cliff Hatcher is in the back, and he has some copies with some details if someone wants to look at that. If you have questions about that, Wayne Blunt is not here today, but he's probably the best to ask those questions of. But go ahead and get a copy of that if you can. Please continue to pray for the shepherds as we try to make decisions concerning this body. It's a tough balance, trying to deal with safety concerns and trying to deal with returning toward normalcy. We don't know when, we don't know how to do that, and we pray that you will go with us as we go through this journey of trying to make these decisions. When to resume regular seatings. We're tired of having those spaces in between, but exactly when do we need to go that route? How and when to return to our Sunday evening services. When to resume our devotionals on Wednesday night. All of those things. Wearing masks. When do we start drawing back from some of that? I don't know. And we need your encouragement and we need your prayers on our behalf as we try to do that. Also, on January 29th, we closed on that second parcel of land. You recall that we had gotten that L-shaped 5 acres. We were able to add, and we now have that entire block, 6.9 acres over on Avenue Q, for the purpose of building a new facility on down the line. The building fund, just to update you on that briefly, as of 2/1/21, as of last week, $560,518.47. And that's after paying for the new piece of property over there. So the property over there is completely paid for, the attorney's fees and the closing fees and the title policy and all that stuff's taken care of for the entire thing. And we still grew quite a bit up to $560,518 in the building fund. When do we project that next phase? Don't know. I had said earlier that maybe by the fall of 2022, maybe we can still get there by then. Hopefully and prayerfully we will move in that direction. But that second phase is to seek financing, to engage in engineering and architectural, and move forward with the new facility at that point. Let's look in that direction anyhow. All right, we need to have our annual meeting. As you know, 12th Street Church of Christ operates under the IRS and under the state of Texas laws as a 501c3 nonprofit association. It's not a corporation, it's an association. The shepherds serve as the trustees of that association, and we handle the routine business as part of that. The charter calls for an annual meeting. That's what we're having right at the moment. Just to report, there are 6 trustees because as Ely resigned as an elder, that also means he resigns as trustee of the association. So just want to report that. And then one of the things I mentioned 2 weeks ago, that a name change requires a membership vote. And it's hard to be 12th Street Church of Christ when we're over on Avenue Q or Bank Road. So somewhere down the line, as we move, we will need to be moving toward a new name. And the idea that has been floated, and we've talked about several times, is the idea of just taking the general name of Shallow Water Church of Christ. And that name, as far as we can tell from our review, is available. And what we'd like to do is to vote on that so that we can preserve that for future use. We will continue to operate as a DBA, as a current our current name would still be 12th Street Church of Christ until we make that move, and then it would become Shallow Water Church of Christ. So here's a resolution for the general meeting. The Articles of Association be amended to reflect a change of name from 12th Street Church of Christ to Shallow Water Church of Christ, and that's for our future use down the line. And what I want to do is we've got a group here of members. We've got a group in the fellowship hall of members. We also have a group at home of members. And what I'd like to do is just simply at this point in time, take votes of you in here. Paul will be counting the votes in the fellowship hall. And those of you at home who are members, we would like to have your input as well. Call me. That's my number, 777-2077, and let me know what you think about it. And we will tabulate all of those. We'll total those up and let you know what the decision is. So at this point in time, what I'd like to do is those in favor of reserving the name Shallow Water Church of Christ for future use down the line, please signify by raising your hands at this point. And those opposed doing that? Okay. We will tabulate those from here, those from the fellowship hall, as well as those who are homebound at this point in time. That concludes our annual meeting, and you're free to go. God bless you.